Hello everybody, I'm Kellen Fisher. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. We're doing the MLB prediction standings for our predictions on who we think will finish first, second, all the way to fifth in their division this season. As we are very close to opening day when I'm filming this. It's one day away. It's tomorrow, but some of you will probably be watching where it's coming up in just a couple hours. Some of you will be watching it tomorrow afternoon, probably. So let's get into the projections. I am very excited for this season, especially with the first game tomorrow being on Netflix, something that's new. There's not been a Netflix game. I don't think there's been an MLB game on Netflix before, so I'm interested for that. Netflix, to me, whenever you watch something live, it kind of buffers and there's some issues, so I'm hoping that we don't have that tomorrow, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and start off in the American League. We'll start off with the American League East. If you're unfamiliar with that division, it's got the Rays, Orioles, Red Sox, Yankees, and Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are going to win. They had the best record in the American League last year. They finished first, obviously, in their division last year, and I think it's going to keep on rolling. I think they're a good team. I think their pitching staff is really good, and it's going to show. I think you could potentially... It's going to be them and the Dodgers, if I had to choose, of the two teams that will win the most games. I think they'll win the most games in the American League, and the Dodgers will win the most games in the National League. Those are my number one seeds, and for the playoffs this fall. Second is the Yankees. I think the Yankees are good. My question is maybe more so around their pitching staff rather than their bats. I think their bats are going to do great. They got Aaron Judge and Chris Holm Jr., and I think their bats are, and they're going to score a lot of runs. They're going to score a lot of runs, but are they going to give up a lot of runs? That's the real question. It's going to be pitchers like their starting pitcher, Max Fried. How's he going to do? I think he's going to do pretty well, enough to put them in second place in the division. Red Sox, the Red Sox, I think they're going to be decent. They finished third in their division last year, went to the playoffs. I think the Red Sox they're just there, so to speak. Where I think the Orioles and the Rays don't have as much talent as the Red Sox. The Red Sox are a little bit on the older side of teams. They don't have the youth that I think the Orioles have, which I put the Orioles down there at fourth. I think they'll do okay. They're actually one of my least favorite stadiums to watch on TV. I hate watching games at the Baltimore Orioles Stadium. I was trying to think of the name, and of course it's probably going to hit me as soon as I'm done with this video. I put the Rays last. So that's my American League East standings. Let's move down to the American League Central. In the Central last year, the Guardians finished on top. I have it a little bit different this year. I have the Tigers on top and then the Guardians, so I'm flip-flopping the first and the second from last year. I think the Tigers are going to do great. They've got a really good starting pitching rotation, and I'm excited for that. I think the Guardians, they've lost a couple of good players, and they were good 2 years ago. They lost Josh Naylor, and I think they're still going to have enough bats to win games in their division, especially among the lower three. The Royals are just kind of there for me. And along with kind of the rest of the two teams in this division, too. I think the White Sox will just suck this year, if I'm being honest with you. I think they're last. The Twins are okay. I have it the Tigers, Guardians, Royals, Twins, White Sox. I think the Royals and Twins will be pretty close to each other. I think they'll only be a game or two off when everything's said and done. In the AL West, I have the Mariners on top. I think the Mariners, they made the playoffs last year. Only team in their division to make the playoffs. So I think they'll make it. It was close with the Astros, though. It came down to the last couple days, or games, I should say. If you were really keeping up with it, you know that. Which, honestly, I have the Astros later in this video, down further to the bottom than the top in these projections. I have the Rangers second. They won the World Series a few years ago. I wouldn't mind seeing them win the World Series this year if I had to choose a team from the American League. I like the Rangers. I like their colors. And I have them second. I think they'll do pretty good in the Athletics. The Athletics, I debated switching them with the Astros. The Astros, to me, they've had to trade away some players when they were good just a few years ago, winning the World Series with that team in 2021. And to me, the Angels, remember their best player, Mike Trout? They had two really good players, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani's now with the Dodgers for the past season or two, and Mike Trout, he just gets injured. He gets injured too much for me. Angels will finish last in that division. Let's go over to the National League. National League. I have this one. I think is the division where people can probably agree the most on. I think the Phillies will be first. I think the Mets will be second. Now let's break it down. I think the Phillies are going to do great. They've made some smart trades, really smart trades. I think they'll do much better than the rest of their division, because last year we saw that when they kind of finished, they had quite a few games up on everybody else in their division. You know, they finished 13 games of everybody else in their division. Also the only team to make the playoffs in their division. So I'm not sure. My prediction is the Mets will make the playoffs this year, so it won't just be the Phillies. But I don't think the Braves will. I don't think the Marlins will. I don't think the Nationals will. Which, big question mark around the Braves. We'll get to them in a minute. Let's move to the Mets. Mets are second. I think they'll do pretty well. I like their bats. I think they can score runs. Question also with the other New York team. The same thing. How many runs will they give up? Braves. Now, Strider's on the IL for them. That's going to kill them, I think. Not good. Their players they locked up for long-term contracts did not perform the way they wanted to last season, and the question is, will it transfer over into this season, that bad mojo, so to speak? And I think it will, because they finished they finished fourth. They were 3 games behind the Marlins last year, and I think it's going to be different. I think the Marlins will finish fourth, because the Marlins also one of my least favorite places to watch baseball on TV. The Marlins, I'm not a big fan of. I don't think they have the talent. Same thing with the Nationals. I think both teams will give up a lot of runs. Their run differential is not going to be too good, which, might I add, the Nationals' run differential was minus 212 last season. Almost worse than the National League. The team that was behind them with 424 was the Rockies, which, just wait till I get to that division. NL Central. Cubs are number 1. I think the Cubs will do good this year. They got a lot of talent. They got some good Japanese players on their team. I think it's the Cubs' division to lose. I think they'll win, and I think they'll win it by say 4 or 5 games, maybe up to 7. I feel very good on the Cubs this year. We'll see if they choke like normal. The one exception, outlier year being 2016. But the Cubs do suck. I think that the Cubs will finish first. I'm very high on them this year. Then we got the Brewers. To me, the Brewers, how are they going to perform? Are they going to perform like last year, the best record in baseball, number 1 seed in the National League, or are they going to perform the way they normally do, which is they keep it pretty close with the rest of the teams in their division? I think the Brewers are looking pretty good compared to the rest of their division. I think they'll make the playoffs for sure, along with potentially the Reds I have in third. The Reds will be close, but they might get cut off. They might. I don't know. I could see them making an action now that I think about it. I think the Reds can make it. Reds made it last year. I feel good about that, with the Reds making it. Pirates are 4th. I think they have one of the best pitchers, Paul Skeens, first of all. He pitched great in the World Baseball semifinals. Really good team against Japan. He pitched against, right, I think it was Japan. Or was it? I think it was Japan in the semifinals. I don't know, Google it. I watched a little bit of that game last Sunday night. Pretty good. He pitched very well. They win when he pitches. Last season, Pirates won when Paul Skeens was pitching, which is great, but how's the rest of the team going to do? I don't like it. I don't like this team personally, but I think they're going to do better than the Cardinals. The Cardinals traded away a lot of their talent for very little in return. That's going to affect them. NL West. 1st and 5th, we can all agree on. I think the number 1 team is going to be the Dodgers. That everybody agrees on. It's these 2 through 4, Diamondbacks, Padres, and Giants, where there's question marks. I put the Diamondbacks second. They've got a lot of good talent. Ketel Marte, could not say that. He's going to be, and I probably pronounced it wrong, he's going to be great for this team. They got a couple of other young players that are going to do great. Padres, manager change. How's that going to affect them? I think Yu Darvish, he retired. Is Tatis going to get suspended, or is Manny Machado going to get suspended? Both have been issues in the past. So we'll see. Giants. The Giants are or above the Rockies, just because I think the Rockies have that much little talent. So I think the Giants are just going to be above the Rockies, not because the Giants did anything good, just because the Rockies were that bad in their division. Those two will keep it pretty close for last place, I think. So not very high on the Giants. Rockies are going to be dead last. Their offense is not good. They give up a lot of runs, obviously, with their 424 negative run differential last season. So this will be a great season. I'm interested to see how things go. It'll be very interesting. I'm Kellen Fisher. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.